Hello guys, just going to do a quick audio test before we start the stream. Hello guys, welcome to Verona. Today we are going to be taking our lovely TBM 930 down to Innsbruck. Can't wait, because as you guys probably know, we were supposed to be doing this last Sunday. However, OnAir company had a data loss issue when migrating servers and the like, so yeah, they were down all morning, and then literally an hour after the stream finished, it came back up, and it's been working pretty well ever since, so great. But, you know, we're here to actually do some flying now, so let's get on with it. We're here in a very beautiful Verona. Now, the plan for today, to keep the flight a bit shorter, we're going to be heading direct out of Verona because of the SIDS out of Verona are a bit old. Remember, we're in a very small plane, so we don't have to stick to SIDS and stars. We're not a Cat C or D aircraft. We're a Cat B, so we're quite a small aircraft in the likes of aircraft. So no worries for us in terms of following rules like that. They're mainly made for airliners. Of course, we're not in an airliner, so it's absolutely fine. But so yeah, today as well, in terms of our approach into Innsbruck, now the approach is into Innsbruck from this angle. If you're not coming in from the east or the west, it's very difficult to approach Innsbruck. We're of course coming from the south, because we're in Italy. So I am planning, I've been onto Navigraph and planned a little route myself, rather than using the stars, and then that route that I've planned will take us onto the circle to land for runway 08 or for runway 26, depending on what we get given by ATC. So, although it's mainly configured towards 08, because that's what the winds are today. So, hopefully, yeah, that's our plan. We're going to basically go from Breno, which is the start of a star at Innsbruck. We're going to head from Breno into a waypoint called, if I have a look, a waypoint called Gogem, and then we're going to head to the, Patschkerhoffel VOR, and then from there we'll head to the Innsbruck VOR, no, NDB, sorry, and then from there we can then start the circle to land approach. That's the plan for today. If I show you guys on Navigraph, I should be able to, yeah. So you can see here on Navigraph, we've got, this is where we are in Verona right now. So we've taken off nice straight departure, and then when it gets mountainous, I want to basically follow. So the normal start takes you at a very high altitude, all the way across these mountains, and then circling round to land in this valley here, or this valley here if you're coming in on the other runway. Now that's fair enough if you're in a big airliner that needs lots of time to descend from these things, but my plan will be to head in from Breno. We're going to basically head to Gogem, and then we're basically going to follow this river valley thing here along on our route and that should hopefully help our altitude restrictions. And then we're going to head to the Innsbruck VOR, NDB, sorry, and then from there we're going to be doing the visual approach. So Innsbruck we're going to join the visual approach there on a course of 264 and altitude of 3,700 feet. And then basically make a right turn when we see the church cross, and then we're going to make the right turn and then touch down on runway 08 hopefully. So that's our plan for today. That should be absolutely fine. It saves a little bit of time on doing a start, and of course we are in quite a small little aircraft, so we should have no problem, following that. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into our plane for today then. It's a lovely sunset here in Verona. Yeah, jump into our plane for the day. This TBM 930. Right, let's turn down the lighting all the way, because we're going to have some other lighting turned on. Going to have that turned on, and we want the lights turned on there for that. AP trim on, fuel tank selected into auto, and then we can get on with planning our route. So the fuel is already in, everything's already set up, so we're going to head over to FMS, and then we want to head to flight plan. We are here in LIPX, Verona via Franca, down to Lowy, LOWI, Innsbruck, and that in there. Now, yeah, so our first waypoint for the day, we're going to be a lot of waypoints here, for quite a short flight, and obviously there's no airway, so we can't go about doing that. Right, to Adosa, it's our first waypoint. We're going to be going direct out to Adosa rather than using this. There's some pretty stupid SIDs here at Verona. I think it's to get around some, like, speed and altitude restrictions, but remember, we're in a small plane. It's not capable of doing 220 knots or more. It's not capable of, you know, and it is capable of climbing quite quickly. Remember, we're in a prop as well, so the noise restrictions don't apply to us either quite so much. We're just in a turboprop aircraft. It makes nowhere near as much noise as something like a 777 that could take off out of Verona. So from Adosa, we're going to be heading to Ledco, because that's why it's kind of quite difficult to plan some of these flights. It's kind of like, you got to remember, you know, a lot of these procedures at these bigger airports are built around things like A320s and 777s and all that kind of stuff, commercial aviation. This TBM's tiny. To Bormy, to Oscar Zulu Echo, to Naksav. This is only like 110-mile flights. You can imagine how boring this gets after a while with some longer flights. And then from Naksav, we head to Ekpis. So enter that in there. And then it is to Breno. B-R-E-N-O. Breno. To Gogem. This is now the start of my sort of made-up approach that's going to help us align with the rivers. It's going to be partially... Oh, I didn't remove the Navigraph map. That's my fault. But yeah, it's basically going to partially help... It's going to help us align with the circle to land approach. And it's also going to help us follow valleys. We're going to fly partially VFR. Again, this plane does have VFR capability. It's definitely, you know, I have done a few VFR flights in this plane. It's not just for IFR flying. It just happens to have the GPS in it. To INN, and then go ahead and click done. And then I don't think the circle to land will be in here, will it? No, we'll just leave that then. So there you go. That's great then. So that's our route all plugged in. This is going to go on the timers system. And then we'll basically tune Villa Franca ground. And request clearance. Villa Franca Tower, Chile, 24 Quebec IF. And I've changed our call sign to Chile 24 Quebec, because that's our tail number. Our tail number is November 6424 Quebec, so I'll just change it to 24 Quebec. That's the last three of our thing there. Now, cruise altitude today is apparently 24,000 feet. Hello in the chat. I hope you're enjoying the stream. See you later. So what I'm going to do quickly, I'm just going to delete the SID that we're taking from Verona, because I hadn't done that yet. And I'm just going to basically do that so I know what altitude we can actually reach, because our previous altitude was slightly different. So flight level 220, this game thinks we can, no, not this game, SimBrief thinks we can reach flight level 220. Press B, make sure the live weather's working, which it is, which is good. I don't know, they haven't had a patch yet, but the live weather seems to be okay. We're going to reach top of climb just after Bormy, and then we'll start descending just before Ekpis. So we should be absolutely fine with that. Flight time today about 40 minutes, so we should be absolutely fine. So, well, your damper can come on, flight director can come on, nav can come on, vertical speed can come on, and up to 1600 feet per minute. Flaps for takeoff is set, and, well, I don't know what to... I think we're going to turn around here on stand. We're going to give it a lot of power, and then turn around on stand. So, starter on. And we can put the bleed into auto now as well. So we'll let that start. I'm getting a lovely 40 FPS here in Verona on high-end settings, remember, while streaming at sunrise as well. So, pretty cool. The engine's now started up a little bit. We'll introduce some fuel now. And we'll let the internal temperature rise. There we go. Right, let's bring it up to its normal throttle position now. And now it's done that, the pitot heats can come on, and the auxiliary boost pump can come on. I'm looking for no errors down there. That's great. And then after that, we're looking for, well, what's the temperature outside? So it is 31 degrees outside, so we're not going to be needing anti-ice today. So that's absolutely fine. We should have no issues with temperature today. Although maybe in Innsbruck it'll be a little bit colder. But anyway, there we go. Right, what we're going to do now, because this thing doesn't like turning unless you give it a lot of power, we're basically going to floor it on the spot almost, like give it quite a bit of power, and then just turn on the spot. There you go. Give it a little bit of power, and then that helps us turn very quickly. However, actually I went out of the power, so we couldn't quite turn around on the spot how I wanted. And then we'll just park it up like that, and then after that we're going to request taxi IFR.
Villafranca ground, Chile 24 Quebec.
And we're also going to get our taxi light on now. Oh, a bit of lag there. Now I believe I do have the taxiway assistance markers turned on, because at the end of the last stream I had to turn them on to see where I was going in the dark, because the taxiway instructions given by the ATC were taxi general aviation parking by Alpha. I mean, which is not helpful. You can see here, look, clearly we have to take quite a long route to the runway, and yet the game said, hold short runway 22 using taxiway. Like, it's not handy at all. But the taxiway instructions given by ATC, I mean, in this case, we haven't even been given a taxiway instruction. They just said taxi to runway 22, so that needs some work. But, you know, obviously, without that, I do need to have either a ground chart up, in which case I can't follow ATC's exact instructions, or, to follow ATC's exact instructions, have this thing up. Now, it's going to be quite a long taxi down to the runway, I think, because of where it is. Using runway 22 today, which was, no, we planned runway 04, so I don't know why they're using 22. In fact, remember in Verona, they only really, Verona, they only really use runway 04. I don't know, the ATC, again, that patch is probably only about 3 days away now. 4 days away, tops. And it hasn't come out yet because my game hasn't done an update. Now, I'll turn the wind on there as well, so we can see what the wind's like. So you can see there, the wind's actually quite calm at the moment, so we should be alright. Right, look left and right, make sure there's an approach, and obviously this, quite a large airport, Verona. Put it out to 15 nautical mile range, you can see we're absolutely fine. So we're going to cross the runway because we can't take off from here. Actually, I think we could have, but I think that is enough room for us. In fact, that's the runway threshold, so I think we would have been okay to take off from there. I thought we were further down than that. It's because the game wants us to go from the bottom of the threshold, which obviously there's no need for us. What on earth are these vehicles? I don't know, we're just the ground is just covered in vehicles.
Chile 24 Quebec, hold position, caution, other traffic.
Right, anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to listen to what they've said now, I'm going to turn this way instead.
Chile 24 Quebec, continue taxi. Roger, Chile 24 Quebec.
Now, this may mean we don't actually trigger the thing for that, so if that doesn't disappear, I'll have to turn the assist off. It should disappear now I've asked for takeoff clearance, but it doesn't sometimes. It has good. It's a strange bug sometimes where the taxiway thing just gets stuck on the screen. It's really annoying. Right, let's go back onto the timing page now. And we will start the timer. Landing lights can come on. And full power. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of Verona. We are heading the wrong way. We're going to make a right turn and then head out. We're meant to be using runway 04, but you know how that works. Anyway, V1. Rotate. I don't know why this plane suddenly decided it would throttle down then. Normally it does it later. Right, positive rate. Gear up. Oh, I'll try to get used to the flying model of this game again. I flew FSX on Saturday. I flew the quality wings. Honestly, the flight model in that game is so much better. Right, let's go into FMS mode and then retract the flaps, and back to 70% on the throttle. Also, the handling model in FSX is so much better in terms of the quality. Well, obviously, it's not FSX's flight model that's better, it's the Quality Wings' flight model that's better. Don't get that mistaken. FSX's default flight model's rubbish, like really rubbish. It's not really flyable. But there we go, away we go. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing more flying in FSX now, because I've kind of, you know, this sim's kind of run out of hype. And it's just kind of this sim, you know, until the things like the fly-by-wire A320neo get closer to completion, it's not good enough at the moment. You know, the only plane I've really liked flying so far is this TBM for flying like this, actual IFR flying. The TBM is the only thing that's half suitable, and even then, you know, you do have to, you know, there should be a VNAV mode on the TBM, but there isn't because it's buggy, very, very buggy. And it also requires you to make a flight plan in the game yourself, which is technically cheating, rather than just making, rather than doing it how you would in the real world, which is making your own flight plan. Now, the elevation of Innsbruck is 1,900 feet, so got to take that into account from when we're descending and things. It's actually 2,000 feet less that we have to descend today. But you can see, there we go, we're at a pretty nice speed now, cruising out of Verona, so that's good. Very happy with that. So we're now en route. I'm going to zoom that up a little bit now. And yeah, we are now safely en route and climbing. Look at that. Oh, it looks so nice, this game. You know, it does look, you know, I mean, for what it, you know, for what it kind of lacks on the plane front of things, it more than makes up. Oh, rip. I'm really high up because of the drone camera I was using earlier. What? What? What?
Flight aborted by aircraft crash.
What was that? What? The plane just suddenly decided it would be a good idea to turn left. I was in drone camera, by the way, so I had no control of the aircraft, just to let you know. That's what being in drone camera means. What on earth? That's weird. I've not come across that bug before. I've never come across that. I don't know what just happened. I have no idea what just happened. And OnAir company's making me pay again for the fuel. What on earth? Okay, I guess we'll restart. And we'll try again to do that. I have no idea what happened. What we'll do this time is I will load in the flight plan again. So what I'll do, I'll export the flight here as a .plan file. And I'll load it into the sim, and then we can just get right off with the flying. Because I'm not doing that again. I'm not, seriously, I'm not kidding. What's happened? I mean, I thought I'd found all the bugs in this game, but, yeah. I think, I don't know, the thing is, I was pressing D. I was pressing D because I was in drone camera and I was trying to move around. Now, maybe I wasn't in drone camera and D did something else, but I don't think that D controls the aircraft, and I was only pressing D at the time. I wasn't pressing anything else. So let's have a little look at what D does actually do. Oh, it does nothing. D on its own sets heading indicator. Translate drone. Select drone right. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to move the drone right by pressing D, and that's the only thing I was pressing. And yeah, So, I don't know what happened, but we're going to load in a flight plan now. And hopefully, we'll be alright. So, I need to type in... There, open that flight, and hopefully, it'll just load our flight plan into the game, because I don't want to have to plug that in again. Luckily, we were right at the start of the flight, but yeah, you go, great. So you can see there now, our flight plan is all plugged in and ready to go. And you can see the game's even given us nice VNav. We have actually got a VNav profile now because, of course, I had to do it via the game, right? I have no idea what happened there. I have not come across that before, but okay, I guess. We'll just live with that. That is so weird. I'm almost certain that is a bug. Like, almost certain. I'm pretty certain because that should not happen. I've never had it happen to me before, so... And as I said, I was only pressing D, and I thought I was in drone camera, but even if I wasn't in drone camera, D doesn't control the aircraft in any way, as we just checked then. So, I don't really know what happened. I'll have to watch it back to see what happened there, but yeah, I am mildly confused about what just happened. But let's get the plane set up. You know, we can get through this. It doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit ridiculous, really. Clearly, I don't know, this game has a lot of... not really bugs, but a lot of kind of silly little things that do happen. That kind of being one of them. But although I've never actually... I don't know, I've never experienced something like that before, so I have no idea what happened. But never mind. Luckily, we'd only just taken off, remember. We'd only been in the air 2 minutes, so we haven't wasted too much time. Although, however, we are 20 minutes into the stream now, and we're back where we started. Which I'm not massively happy about. But never mind. Right, let's go ahead and start the engine then. Auto, AP trim on. Right, let's start again then. And we'll see where we go with this one. And we'll just go right into the throttle right away. Take off flaps. Just get everything set up really quickly, as quick as I can. Auto bleed, pitot heats on. Auxiliary boost pump on. We're doing it quickly today. After what just happened then. I don't exactly know what happened then. I really don't. Luckily, we'd only been in the air a little bit, and obviously we're not going to have to waste any time putting in our route now, because I just re-put it in like that. So just imagine we were back to where we were taxiing. But if that happens again, I guess we'll just have to stop. But yeah, that really, you know, right, we'll try and keep on the power longer this time. See, this time, because I've stayed on the power for longer, look, I actually managed to stay within the out of the grass. But wow, I've never seen that before, so I'll just keep my fingers crossed now that doesn't happen again. It's quite a weird little glitch, really, that. But never mind, we'll continue on. It is just awfully weird, you know? Like, that shouldn't just happen like that. It shouldn't just suddenly decide on us to just chuck us. And then obviously, you know, because I had crash damage turned on, it ended the flight. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. Be optimistic. That's weird. The thing is, like, because I wasn't touching the yoke, you know, autopilot was in. The only button I was in drone camera, or maybe I wasn't, because the cameras do bug out every now and then, so that's kind of understandable. But even if I wasn't in drone camera, I pressed D. Yeah, that was the only button I pressed. So there's nothing that I could have done, you know? You know, there's nothing I could have pressed to have done anything, so it doesn't make any sense. Right, we'll start the clock here then. We've been cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff runway 22 Chile 24 Quebec.
And, oh, right, that was the flaps, not the throttle. And throttle up. And there you go, we've only wasted about 5 minutes then. 7 minutes tops doing that, so in the end, we're alright. I did have to rebuy the fuel in OnAir company. Right, V1, rotate, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, it's not the worst. Hang a minute. Yeah, runway 22, we were always using runway 22, I don't know why I said that. Right, Z, turn on the autopilot, and away we go. Power back to 70% now. Flaps set to normal, and out we go of Verona for the second time. Right, I'm going to go into drone camera. Well, I'm just going to go into this camera, and then I'm going to press D, yeah? Pressing D, pressing D, pressing D, no. Nothing. So, I don't know. Right, I'm pressing the, right, I'll go into drone I'll go into this camera here. Numlock. And pressing, no. So I don't know what happened, to be honest. Because I tried pressing. Look, you see there. Look, I clicked on numlock because numlock was active, and I tried pressing 4 and 6. But as you can see here, the autopilot stayed on. I haven't reactivated it, so the autopilot does not disconnect. See? Pressing it now. Nope. Autopilot stays connected. So I don't know what happened there. Because if I was moving the plane, the autopilot stayed connected, and if I was pressing D, which there's the only thing I was pressing, D doesn't do anything. So I honestly have zero idea as to what I did. I think it must have been a bug. I have no other thing that I think it was, but never mind. We will just ignore it and hope it doesn't happen again. It happened around here. So we'll watch to see what happens again. I went out into drone mode. In fact, I know I was in drone mode because of one sort of key thing. Because remember, I was pressing F and R to move up and down. And I was moving down because of where I was on the camera. So there was no explanation for what happened there. I'm pressing D now. I'm pressing the numpad now with numlock turned on, and everything's good. So I don't really know what I did. If it was me, it might have been a bug. Right, the pulse light can come on actually. No, we don't need a pulse light, do we? But yeah, it might have been me, but I don't think it was. But never mind, we'll just ignore that happened, I think. We'll just ignore that it occurred and continue on as normal. It's a bit of a weird occurrence, I have to say, but, you know, nothing unusual, I guess. We're on our way again now, and we've only wasted about 6 minutes, so not too bad at all, really. Just a shame, because it means that the route we plugged in at the start isn't sort of the one we're using right now, if you know what I mean. It's not quite accurate. It's just a little bit annoying, really. But at the end of the day, it's not too bad. It's, you know, I don't know. I've never come across that bug. That's what makes me think I might have done it. But, you know, whoa. Or it was turbulence, looking at this weather. Although I don't think turbulence has quite the power to turn our aircraft fully left. Maybe a bug's turbulence. Obviously, there are known bugs with weather. Oh, wait a minute. The patch is now available. What? My game never did an update.
Chile 24 Quebec, climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Right, we've been told to climb a bit further.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet, Chile 24.
Yeah, so apparently there was an update. Oh, here you go. This is how to prove whether we're on the new build or not. Because my game didn't. If it turned on the autopilot, the yaw damper should automatically engage. Nope. So that means that the patch literally just took place, because that's one of the changes according to the changelog TBM. So actually, let's have a look through the changelog then. So performance optimization. Oh, this is interesting. Optimize cockpit screen display. New option available to control cockpit screen update frequency. Tweak CPU thread priorities. Optimize loading system. What? My loading time was massive, so I think it must be why. Optimized heavy airport scenes impact on CPU. Reduce the amount of GPU overdraw to improve GPU performance. Memory optimization. Overall performance optimization. Great. Okay, so there's not a massive amount. They fixed some of the stuff with weather. MI systems. Oh, this is a good one. All looks okay. Okay, hopefully it all works now. Hopefully. It's quite a big, actually, it is quite a big thing, so yeah, that's a large pack. Right, there's 10,000 feet. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things. Right, I've got the line lights. But yeah, there's a lot of fixes there. I don't think I'm running the latest patch, because when I started the game, I didn't do an update, and I said that one of the changelogs is apparently when you turn on the autopilot now in the TBM, the yaw damper automatically turns on, and that's not happening. So that means that we're on the old patch. So it must have literally been released in the last 20 minutes then, because I started my game just before the start of the stream. I started my game 40 minutes ago. I just checked Steam then, so it must have come out in the last 40 minutes. It's unbelievable. Or my game just hasn't got the update yet for whatever reason, or it hasn't been processed to Steam, or something, I don't know. But anyway, hopefully that will bring some nice performance upgrades then, which are welcome. Yeah, anything to make this game run better than it already does. Look at that! Look at it! It's absolutely amazing. This game, I mean, I'm sorry, but you just don't get any better. I mean, like, FSX at times of day looks pretty good, but this game, I mean, it makes FSX look like it's older than it already is. Honestly, it's absolutely mad at this game, you know? This is why I kind of was excited to fly into Innsbruck in the daytime last week, but we never got to do that. Is this like flight cursed? Is that what's going on here? Oh no, I just realised something. I actually meant to do this flight with Fly UK, because my profile on there is now getting quite close to being registered as inactive, because I haven't been doing much flying on FSX, and they still haven't got proper flight sim support for airliners, so rip. That's my mistake. I don't know, I can book leave, so I'll do that just for like a few days, a week, and hopefully that will help. Rip.
TUI Air 52 4315 descend and maintain 12,000 feet.
What? TUI Air in brackets 52? Alright, that's slightly broken, right.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet. TUI Air 52 431.
What? TUI Air 52? 431. What's going on there? That's a strange bug. That's really weird. Yeah, that is quite old.
Chile 24 Quebec climb and maintain flight level 220.
Oh yeah, we've been called to climb now.
Climb and maintain flight level 220 Chile 24 Quebec.
There, we're climbing and maintaining flight level 220 now. But I think we'll do some flights with FlyK maybe, over in New Zealand. With the Cessna Grand Caravan, because you can do that. Look at that. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you can see, look, the VNAV path. Well, you know, we haven't been sticking to the VNAV path because I knew it was bogged. But if we check now, I'm almost certain. What? Okay, I think I accidentally pressed the gear then, but yeah, somehow that happened. What's going on today? Seriously, what's going on? There's definitely some weirdness going on. Right, up to flight level 220 right now. It's still positive temperature. Oh, it's just got negative temperature outside, so we may see some ice at some point, but I think we'll be okay. We're just about to pass. What on earth's going on here? We're just about to pass. Oh, okay, the toggle loop. Oh no, not that bug. Not that bug. Oh no. What has happened here? All things in the cockpit have frozen. What? What? All buttons in the cockpit have just frozen, but the things still work. Look, landing gear. Wait, what? Look, the landing gear still works, look. Oh, there you go, the animations are working now. Yes, they're fixed. Good. What on earth just happened then? The animations and the sounds for buttons just suddenly stopped working. What's wrong with my game today? Can someone explain? Like, what is wrong with my game? My game is broken. the animations just suddenly, like, for this, look, I was moving the throttle and the thing wasn't moving. Now it's fine. That's so odd. I seriously want to know what's going on with my game today. My game's just freaked out for no good reason. Anyway, that aside, we're going to continue on with our... Actually, I'm wondering whether we should be doing an Innsbruck circle to land in the day. No, at night. I mean, we have to do it at night because OnAir company uses present time of day. So it's kind of what we have to do. Can't believe that, though. The game just suddenly decided, like... I'm going to make your plane turn left. It's like, just to be irritating. And there you go. See, my Yoki's disappearing now. Great. That is a weird bug. That is really weird. Why is that? Have I just noticed that? Why is that waypoint labelled as TNT? That's Trent VOR over in Manchester. That waypoint's called Bormy. I'm going to check Navigraph to see if there is actually one round here called Trent. If there is, then like, it's excusable. If there isn't a VOR round here called Trent, oh there is. In fact, it's actually called Trento. But that gets confusing. There's a VOR here that's TNT called Trento, and one over in the UK that's Trent. And it's so yeah, it just for some reason isn't displaying my waypoint. It's displaying the other waypoint. It's fine though. Other than that, right, I'm making up to cruise altitude now, and we're gonna be here for a little bit, probably until about just after Naxav, according to this, and according to SimBrief, we should be descending. Well, what does the game think we should be at Egpiss? It thinks we should be. So the game thinks flight level 194. No, so SimBrief flight level 194. 16,000 feet. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to re-plug in our route to SimBrief because it doesn't have my new waypoints. And then now I've plugged those new waypoints in, see what it thinks. But I don't think it's time to descend just yet, you know. I really don't. I think it's at least a little bit longer. There you go, I've plugged my new waypoints in now to SimBrief to see what it thinks. And it is saying descend after Egpiss now. Or again, I'm not trusting that because of the route it thinks we're taking into Innsbruck. I think it's slightly different to what we actually are doing, so it's kind of a bit different. So how far are we from Innsbruck? 58 miles direct. I can't view how far it is to Innsbruck direct, so I guess we have to start descending now then, down to 11,000. A little bit pointless, straight up, straight down. The game likes us to do 1,000 foot per minute in this plane, so that's what we're going to do. And back to about 50, back like 43 gallons per hour on the fuel, something like that. And down we go. So that was just a straight up, straight down. Now we have got to watch terrain. Now this thing hasn't got a terrain radar, however it has got this. Now if ATC think we can get into 11,000, I am hoping that that won't crash us into a mountain. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm just going to ignore the ATC. They're like, hurry up with your descent. I'm already descending. No rush. Seriously, no rush. We're fine. But, you know, I have got to watch that. I don't know, apparently the PAT VOR is at 4,200 feet, so that should be fine in terms of terrain. But I have got to watch the terrain, obviously. Around here, it is very high in parts. So the minimum altitude on this stretch of, on this particular stretch is visual runway 08, perfect. So that's exactly what I'm going to begin with, doing the circle to land runway 08. So the minimum, yes, acknowledge assigned approach. The minimum altitude on this particular stretch of flight is flight level 160. And then it goes down to flight level 150 then, before Verona. There we go, descend and maintain 11,000, we've just been given there.
And maintain 11,000 feet, Chile 24 Quebec. Chile 24 Quebec.
And then now 10,000.
10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000.
So we're just going to keep descending nicely now, pretty chilled out. It's very dark outside actually, so, but I'm going to be watching what we're doing now. With this, quite important really what we're doing here, so hopefully we're alright. I think we should be okay, but we're descending nicely now, we're doing alright. Hopefully the plane doesn't try to kill us like it did earlier, and then we're good. I seriously don't know what the plane, I don't know what the plane was doing earlier, I really don't. I've never come across that before, I don't want to come across it again. But yeah, that was a real confusing one, actually. I don't exactly know what that was about, right? It's so dark down there, I can't actually see anything. Hopefully once we get our landing lights on, later on, it'll be a little bit better. That's kind of my hope. I think it will be. We're meant to be passing Ekpis at 16,050 feet. That's so precise. Why that precise? So we should be alright to descend, just, quite a chill descent right now, quite a slow descent. I keep changing our descent altitude. 11,000, 10,000, 11,000. I think it depends on what I think it depends on, like, what land is underneath us, maybe. Maybe it mind up ATC. Do you want us to descend to 10,000 or 11,000 feet? That's like the second time they've swapped it now. Don't know what's going on there. Really don't know. Like, make your mind up, you stupid ATC.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
Seriously, make your mind up. Oh my, what's going on here with the AT? Why is this game being so weird? I haven't even updated to the nearest patch yet. I don't know what's going on. It's being really weird though. Right, 18,000 feet. And set the barrier pressure, which I'm pressing B, not happening yet, so I guess either it's standard pressure outside, which I doubt. Okay, we'll just keep that then for now. And set the Wait, not happening yet. So end actually increases the volume. on YouTube. I was pressing N to go outside. Wait. What's happened here? Oh, there you go. I was pressing N to go outside, and for some reason it was doing YouTube volume. There you go, B's working now. Somehow, I ended up not clicked on the game, but clicked on my browser. I don't know how that happened. I really don't know. Something weird is going on today. Never mind. Right, now, we've got a minimum altitude of 15,000 up here, so I've got to be careful. Stop changing your mind, ATC. What do you want? You have to be careful of that. Oh, they're going to make their minds up, this ATC. What are they doing? Right, I'm going to bring in 1,200 feet per minute now. Because we've caught up with our descent path a bit more. What if I enable VNav? Is VNav any good? No, VNav doesn't work. And I want to descend to 10,000 again. Can the ATC make their mind up about this? So you can see what basically we're going to follow a river from here. 12,000 now. Why do they keep changing their minds? It must be to do with the high terrain or something. But like, they need to make their mind up. Okay, 11,000. Like, seriously, make your mind up. There's only so much I can descend or climb, you know? Okay, 12,000. Why can't they make their minds up about what altitude they want me at? It's really annoying. It's also kind of silly, really. But that's actually a thing in this game. Oh my word, I'm getting sick of this now. This game needs more polishing. It needs more polishing, that's for certain. The amount of bugs that I'm finding just today. Like, we've had the cockpit freezing, and the animations freezing. We've had the plane suddenly turn left on us and try to kill us. And now ATC constantly telling us, climb, descend, climb, descend, descend, climb. Seriously, make their mind up. What do you want? Which one? Okay, they've handed us off into approach now. And that's 11,400 feet at Verona this game wants.
Going to 119.275 Chile 24 Quebec. Innsbruck approach Chile.
Yeah, this game needs to make its mind up about what it's doing.
1,700 feet for 11,000 feet. Chile 24 Quebec Innsbruck approach. Continue as planned. Altimeter 30.
Clearly a bit far away from Innsbruck because of the radio thing that's going on. Right, 11,000 I think is what we're sticking at now in terms of our altitude now, and I think that should be enough to avoid the mountains. Remember, the reason I'm now taking this slightly weird route is so we can follow this valley. This valley you see just to the left of Gogem. That's my aim, to try and follow that quite closely, and then that basically just dumps us perfectly on the circle to land. So that's why I'm doing this slightly odd approach into Innsbruck. It saves us having to go all the way around the airport, which would have added 50 miles onto our flight. This only added about 10 miles. So it saves us fuel, saves us time, because obviously, of course, in a small little plane like this, obviously the aim today as well is don't crash into a mountain, whatever we do. So keep our fingers crossed on that one. Look, we do not crash into a mountain. Obviously, that would be bad. That would be very bad. We don't want that at all. Actually, we're only 17 miles away from Innsbruck. We're closer than I thought, right? Quick descent time. 1,600 feet per minute, yeah. I didn't quite realise we were that close to Innsbruck, you know. Thought we were a little bit further away than that. Right, now we're going to have to follow this valley. I don't know, the weather seems a little bit bugged. Again, the live weather fixes, I haven't had the patch for that, so maybe that's what's going on. I think maybe my game is freaking out because I haven't done the patch. That's my theory. Because I definitely haven't done the patch because I never had an update. I'm guessing it must have just come out because it came out today, so it must have just suddenly. Oh, okay. So then we need to hold at 12,000 now, do we?
Chile 24 Quebec. Chile 24 Quebec descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
And then we need to descend a bit more.
Maintain 11,000 feet Chile 24 Quebec.
And then but we're now going to basically follow that valley along, and that should help us with the descent, because it means that the terrain in the area isn't quite as sharp, it's not quite as high, I mean. So we can go lower, ready for our approach into Innsbruck. So hopefully that'll be the case, and hopefully we'll get told to descend a bit more now. Or not. No? We're not getting told to descend anymore now? Okay. That's not good. So this is the valley in question that I wanted to be following it, and the game's holding us. I'm not climbing. So for some reason the game's holding us at this altitude. I don't know why, because the valley, look, is here. You can clearly see this is why I wanted to do this route. Look, so now we got to follow this valley and descend properly. Right, you know what, I'm just ignoring this game. We're going to go down to the altitude of the circle to land approach, which is 3,700 feet. I'm not going to listen to this at all. I'm not going to listen to what it thinks. I don't know what's going on with the game today. It's just being bugged. That's kind of all that's going on today. And so yeah, now according to the ATC, we should just be stuck at this altitude permanently, which is really dumb. Right, on go the landing lights. And hopefully they'll tell us to descend a little bit further now. I don't know. I think we'll put it into heading hold mode. Actually, we'll go direct to... Oh, I can't go direct to Innsbruck because the game will freak out. Okay, the game is letting us go lower now, finally. We're getting a lot of bad turbulence here, actually. Okay, 5,500 now. So the runway's in sight. Well, yeah, it is actually. I can see the runway, but what we're going to be doing the circle to land. Now, I don't think we'll be able to see the visual points, the visual reference points properly, but we should be okay. Now, what I'm going to do is set heading mode.
Descend and maintain 6,600 feet Chile 24 Quebec.
No, don't want to Victor. Oh, rip. I've just broken the game. I didn't ask for a vector. I've broken the game.
Turn left heading tree 15 Chile 24.
That was a mistake. Anyway, no, hopefully I haven't broken the game. There you go. They want us on 3,900, fine. Right, now I can go back onto nav mode because we've gone direct to the Innsbruck VOR, which is okay. No mind, we'll go heading first until we catch up. And then basically we want to just descend. We are a little bit higher than I would have wanted, because I think maybe I didn't plan my descent quite that well. It didn't help that the game was obviously holding me at 10,000 a little bit there until I figured out what was going on. Right now is when we go heading select. So why is that's one thing I hate as well, is that like you can accidentally scroll out. No, this isn't with the latest update. Unfortunately, I literally just checked just like 10 minutes ago, and suddenly there was an update. It must have not been out when I started the game just an hour ago. Right, we're going to be on a course of 264 apparently on this circle to land. Right, so I won't be able to read chat for a minute. I'm just looking at the I'm looking quite a bit at the circle to land procedure now. Right, we're going to throttle back now and let the speed bleed off just a touch. And then basically going to head on this course into... We won't be able to see the church spire, actually. Sadly. Won't be able to see it. But I have got my my moving map chart open. So, yeah, it must be new. I know, because you know, it's a shame I haven't got that. But, yeah. But after this stream now, I'm going to restart the game and make sure that the newest patch is on it for... I think we're going to do a stream on Friday. So, right, out goes the autopilot, gear down, flaps, and just going to basically do this now until we're, let's say, 3 miles from the airport, and we're going to make a right turn, maybe a bit more than 3 miles. We haven't actually been cleared to land yet, or even handed off the tower. Again, sometimes that's a weird bug with this game. I mean, it seems as if we're encountering nothing but bugs today. But that has happened to me once or twice before, on stream and off stream, where the game just doesn't hand us off. Yeah, nice. There you go, making a nice right turn. And the runway should come into view. We're a little bit higher, actually, than I would have wanted. Whoa! We're a lot higher than I would have wanted. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that until a bit later, but we were meant to be at 3,700 feet at the start of the procedure. Luckily, this airport's at 2,000 feet, so it's not quite as bad as it sounds. What? Yes, ATC, I'll climb 11,000 feet. That's why we're too high in the first place. Those stupid instructions. Yeah, I don't know. I'm seriously questioning. I didn't see anything in the patch notes about ATC logic, just ATC voices, but yeah, hopefully maybe something like that snuck in there. Gears down, flaps ready, everything's all good, so we're going a little bit quicker than I would have liked, obviously. We're going to land and make a right turn. This is the first time I've ever seen Innsbruck in this game. Remember, Innsbruck is one of the ones, also for some reason, even though there is wind here, the wind hasn't loaded. Live weather fixes are one of the key things as part of this patch, so can't wait to have a go at that, because the live weather is definitely broken. Because I looked at the METAR earlier, and there's about a 10 knot wind, 5 knot wind in Innsbruck, not a 1 knot wind, so something has gone wrong. There, right, there you go. We're actually going alright. No landing count to see how smooth our landing is, but oh wait, that felt nice. That felt quite nice. And flaps in, and there we go. I mean, obviously it would be quite nice landing with no wind. Right, and I've got the land lights. OnAir company likes it if all the lights are turned off before engines stop. It gets freaked out otherwise. And well, I guess we'll have to taxi left. Actually, I think that's the GA area. And we'll stop the clock there. 31 minutes. Right, actually, I can't see anything. There we go. And request taxi to parking.
Innsbruck ground, Chile 2-4 Quebec taxi to parking.
Great.
Chile 2-4 Quebec taxi to
Actually, I'm not even going to listen to what they're saying, to be honest. I think they want us to go back the other way. They do. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just ignore that then.
Aviation parking using taxiway cross runway 26.
I shouldn't have done that anyway. I knew where we were going to park. We were going to park over here. I knew that already. I should have just left it. I thought the general aviation parking at Innsbruck was over here, though, because there's 10 gates the other way, aren't there? And therefore, they're for commercial aviation, but, you know, whatever, we'll leave it. We're going to park right next to the fuel tanker, because we probably need fueling up now. We don't actually, but, you know. We're going to park inside the fuel truck. No, I'm kidding. Maybe that should be fixed, so you can actually crash into them. Whoa, I don't think the plane should have tipped up like that, but okay. And off goes the engine.
Oral warning, okay.
Pitot heats off.
Registered in OnAir company.
Ignition off. Auxiliary boost pump off. Manual. On the fuel sector, off goes the AP trim. And cancel the warnings. Bleed can come off. And we'll get rid of the power. And the game, for some reason, doesn't recognise we've just finished a flight. Or if I try it with the AI. No. Okay, for some reason, the game doesn't recognise that we've... The game doesn't recognise that we've just finished a flight, but whatever. We'll just ignore that. I don't know what's going on with the game here today. The fuel's cut out. Okay, the engine just decided to stop. Casually, there we go. Great. There you go, guys. I hope you really enjoyed today's lovely stream. A bit of a rocky start with the plane, you know, trying to kill us. How do I get that 0.31 out of the way? Oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? Anyway, let's stick at the end screen now. This game's tested me today. Have to say, it's definitely tested me a bit. But oh come on, really? We're 5 XP off the next level now. Yes, you heard that correctly, 5 XP. Because this job didn't grant quite enough XP. Now I'm having a look at the next mission. For level 6. Actually, no, we won't have that yet, will we? Because we need one more job to be completed. It's like typical to get level 6. It's really irritating because I don't want to do another flight now. I'm just going to set my AI off doing like one short flight that's going to get us enough XP. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's stream. I'm going to restart the game now and set up that. But yeah, I hope you guys did really, really enjoy this stream. And I will see you in the next one. Long pause. Bye-bye.